Let
Yeah,
me just.
this could be the most civil debate out of every debate so far.
Oh, probably, yeah. Honestly.
Because it's going to be me bashing Gandy, Xavier bashing Gandy, then Gandy's going to try and bash you. Then it's just going to be so on.
Well,
then there's me and Xavier.
Oh, you guys have an interview? That's also going to be civil.
okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm gonna cut on my thing. Name yourself real quick, Fallout. Tell us who you are.
My name is Ditched Lemon. I'm a player on the Charles SMP. I've been playing for 6 months now.
Crackhead.
What?
What?
Did you interrupt? What?
I didn't say nothing, bro. Continue.
Yeah, I've been playing for 6 months now. I'm the governor of Mephisto of Slowpadian City, and I'm here to debate my friend Doc over here, another candidate for the 2023 election.
And Mr. Doctor, tell us who you are.
Hello, my name is Doc A. Kent. I am the CEO of New Vegas, and I am running for this year's election. It's been very fun so far. I'm very excited. Very giddy for this interview, in fact.
Me too. So now I'm gonna cut off my HUD. Now, do either of you have any ideas of what you want to talk about, or do you need some prompts?
We might need some prompts.
Okay,
I have a question of my own though.
go ahead.
So, your campaign, "We the People" and the House. What do you mean by that?
We the People is, well, the name is The People We. It is a rearrangement of one of our very own American president's speeches where he said, "We the people," as in, "We the people control America."
That's in
It was a great speech in the
that's
name
in the
of freedom.
Declaration of Independence.
And then the House is in reference to the house of a casino, as I run New Vegas, that is a large group of casinos and other said merchandise industries.
90% of gamblers quit before they hit the big jackpot. All right, we need some prompts.
So, are you sure? So, confirm from both of you, you need prompts.
Yes.
Okay. First prompt being, what does the presidency mean to you guys, each of you, and then you can talk about it.
I'll start first. The presidency means a lot to me because I seen this server grow from such a, not to be rude, but kind of hellhole, kind of taken over by evil people, and I kind of just want to better the place much as I can. And not to pick at the current president right now, but I don't think he's done the job that we need him to do. I feel like a new president that is more helpful, more active, so much more, who can basically do just more stuff in general, would probably contribute more as president than the current one. But of course, the current president right now, he's fine. He does his job. He contributes as much as he can. What I mean is, we should probably get a new president that can contribute more. And it means a lot to me to contribute to this community because I've really liked this community. I've never been accepted in the community such like this. This Minecraft server has been so amazing. I've never been on a server like this before in my life.
Okay. That was a great speech.
Go ahead.
You want me to go ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, the presidency is of great importance. I have read up on much that has gone on, and I have even witnessed some atrocities that have occurred within the server that I believe I could stop, that I could possibly save the people from. And yeah.
Good speech.
It means a lot to me. It means a great deal to me. to grow a community that's already strong. Thankfully, and also because of our own owner, it's been strong because of the combining forces of both of you guys. And I tip my hat to the current/previous president. He did his job well. However, I believe I can do his job better. That's all.
Sorry, I got a phone call. Anyway, so do you guys pretty much agree on what the presidency means?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Give me something that you guys don't agree on. What's different?
I think we have what you said.
Enforcement from your campaign, I haven't seen any enforcement in laws, which is something that I think really needs to be worked on. And I want to check in if that's what you're going to do as president.
Oh yes, of course, of course. That is a part of being president. It's a very important part. I would obviously do my duties to help enforce the laws and help create laws. I have many years of experience with things such as this, moderating, etc., etc. It's not an issue for me to be able to enforce those.
Lemon?
No response to that. Great response. I totally agree with you that the presidency, you should commit to making laws, help get them passed, so much more enforced. Good to know that you're going to do that.
One thing that really stood out to me in Lemon's interview was he's the only person that really talked a whole lot about hosting events on the Discord. More actual events on the Discord. We don't have any events on the Discord. He was talking about doing those frequently.
Yes.
But what's your stance on that, dog? What will we see from you as far as Discord is concerned?
Oh yeah, I'd have a lot of involvement with said things. I may not talk, I might not text a lot in the server, but I'm frequently online looking around and in VCs and stuff. And I would love to do events, and I think that's an amazing thing. That is extremely possible. That would really bring people together more. Something I'm interested in, and I'm glad that he is as well. If he possibly wins over me, then I know that he would have those good plans.
The one thing that's pretty important now, a challenge of the president, is the fact that since you're the president of the Discord server, most of the community is spread apart into their own faction servers, and so the main server, from an outside viewer looking in, is almost completely quiet and dead constantly. How do each of you guys plan on fixing that?
By the events, of course. I think the events drag a lot of people into the main server. Some events that's going on right now, like Jackbox, I think Paige is hosting Jackbox in Discords. I might get in contact with her and ask her about hosting in the actual Charlestonian server, make it a public thing to a lot of people rather than just the factions of Lopad and Ankus.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the more events in general might contribute to that factor. Activity in the main server.
And Doctor?
As you said, events, etc. And more advertising, bring more people there. Also, if we basically everything you said, we have the same views on that. Same doing, events, etc. I'd also be more active in talking, try and bring more people to talk. All that good stuff.
Now, this next one it isn't directly involved with the Discord, but naturally, this event this type of event usually does end up flowing into the Discord, causing a lot of positive or negative discussions to occur. A lot of toxicity sometimes, a lot of good a lot of the times. But that is wars. We've heard a lot from Doc about it, but we haven't heard much from Lemon. Would you mind giving us some insight on your opinion on war in the server?
On the toxicity?
No, just war in the server.
War? Wait. May you repeat the question, please? Because I don't understand.
We've heard a lot from Doc about war on the server. We haven't heard much of anything from you about it. So why don't you?
Well, I think war honestly brings the most activity to the server. As a trench battle, we had a staggering 32 people on the server, and I think that's the highest I've seen the server in like forever.
It was the highest we've had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think wars contribute to the server's activity. I'm not saying that wars are good or anything, but I think they contribute to the server's activity a lot. Because honestly, people only get on for wars. They don't like Fred. Not trying to call out Fred, but people like him usually only get on for wars. And I think that's a huge factor of the activity as well.
Mm-hmm. And Doc.
I am wondering, in this situation, do the ends justify the means? Yes, we got big numbers then, but then things like Blacktopia, the burning of Lopad, all of that stuff happened because of those wars that got us big numbers. And of course, he rebuilt, but they didn't have to be destroyed in the first place. Well, nothing had to be destroyed.
I want to disclose that I had no control over that situation, nor am I trying to say wars are good, even though I just said that they bring most activity. There's good and bads to it, and I think that they bring an even amount of cons and pros. So it's basically an argument of wars are bad, wars are good. Overall, I think they just bring the most activity, even though they might be the worst, Burning Blocktopia, Fredistan, Mephisto, all that.
Can we get an actual war is good or war is bad from you, Lemon?
I can't really say either because still kind of neutral on it. But depending on activity is good. We really need active players on the SMP. So from activity point, yes, but to the server's terrain and health, probably not.
And so you view it as a positive thing in the end.
Like I said, I'm so neutral on the thing. I can view it as a positive thing and negative thing. Probably depends on my mood, I guess. I don't know about it. Feel really neutral about it. I might have to decide later.
And Doc, you're just against it.
I'm not objectively against the ideal of war. However, I believe it has been extremely frequently used. It's been used to an extreme. A lot of the time, you can have a disagreement with someone over if a hot dog is a sandwich, and then a war will start. I think war can be necessary at times, but rarely necessary. And small issues shouldn't be brought to such a large extreme when they cause such destruction.
Mm-hmm. Now, with all that being brought up, again, Doc has addressed this a lot in his campaign. But we don't actually, I don't think I've heard how you plan on bringing the peace that you say you want to bring? What's the plan there?
Well, I plan to act as sort of a middleman, try and dissolve some of the issues between the people before they spring out into such large events.
Okay. And Lemon, regarding war, as president, what do you plan on doing?
About war,
Yeah.
as president, I shouldn't be using my president power in war at all. But in war, it just depends. If it's me against somebody, then I have to do what I have to do. But if it's just neutral war, I'm gonna stay out of it. So I'd like to object to Doc's standpoint on bringing peace. Honestly, in the server, there's no such thing as bringing peace to anything unless it's the people actually in the war. Because honestly, there's no such thing as a peacekeeper or like a man who brings peace and settlement to each side. There's no such. I don't believe in any such thing like that. I think wars like the wars that are going on right now has to be solved between the two people who are effectively leading the war.
Belief is half the battle. If you're not confident that you can stop this, how are you supposed to at all? If you even want to. And if you don't want to, why why? Why would you not want to have what's best for those around you and the people that you think of as brothers and sisters?
Sometimes they need to settle their differences, whether it's in a good way or bad way. Personally, if they have to go to war about it, then you've got to respect your opinion about it because that's probably the only way.
Maybe. I've seen a lot of war in my times everywhere. I wasn't always a very peaceful guy, you know. I previously in my own history, I would charge into battle against people that I thought of as brothers and sisters and amazing friends. And the blood on my hands is one you can never wash off. But you can make things better afterwards. You can try to repent for your sins. And that's what I plan to do. I don't want people to suffer the fates of war as others have.
I'm not saying I disagree with you. But what I'm saying is it's kind of possible to do that in the first place. Even with the president, probably can't control that kind of thing going on.
If I can save one man's life, hell, even a group of people, I see that as a win. But I will always, always try to save more. Because I want what's best for the people. I want a free world where you can, have a civil disagreement without going to war over it.
And don't you think that might be the people that you're defending who is mainly causing the war? Because honestly, trying to stop war in general, you might as well just tell them what to do and what to not.
I don't plan to defend anyone in any wars. I plan to be extremely non-biased, because if you're non-biased, how can someone trust you as their leader, as a president? How can the people trust you if your views are swayed to a certain cause?
What I meant by that is like pre-war rather than during war. Because honestly, it might be best to settle conflict before the war actually starts itself.
Yes,
Makes more
and that's what I
sense.
plan to do.
But that's basically controlling the people, you know? Basically,
It's not
kind of
controlling the people. It's just trying to come to a more peaceful alternative instead of just structure.
So I just make it clear, I completely respect your decision on like trying to prevent wars, but this is coming from a man who tried to prevent wars in the future, like from the past. I've had experiences with like at least 4 wars throughout this season: Glasopian War, conflict with Pigshire and Lopad. Every war I tried to dissolve conflict, especially the Glasopian one. Really couldn't do anything about it besides, just say stop fighting. There's really nothing you can't do to like stop wars, and it's gonna be interesting to see you try and do that because honestly, from what I hear, you might be able to do that, which is gonna be surprising because I don't think anybody's done that in history.
A viewpoint of there's nothing you can do is the exact reason there's nothing you can do. I don't have that viewpoint, not anymore. I used to. I used to be like you. I used to be in all this war and think there's nothing I can do. I've got to fight for people, I didn't think about. I mean, I'm sure you think about the end gods, and I did a little bit, but mainly my mind was always set on rage, and that's the reason I lost a lot of people on those days. A lot of valuable people, a lot of good people, and I don't find that necessary. I think if I can take what I've done, what's happened to me, and I can stop that from happening to other people. Just one man. That could give so many hope. And at the end of the day, hope is very important. If you don't have hope, what do you have to believe in? I mean, how many men and women must die for a cause until the people see reason? People won't see reason unless there's someone there to try and help them see that reason.
Kill
and
them.
try to be a middleman.
I like your viewpoint on this still, but I think you're still too fresh and don't have enough knowledge on the whole war situation, which is it's not a bad thing. What I'm saying is you probably don't have enough experience to realize that it's kind of difficult to do that with the history of the war. So
Here,
yeah,
look.
war
So
it's good, definitely going to be.
I've heard the same thing said about 4 times. Just been just idly listening, and well, okay. So basically, you keep telling him that he's new. Have you explained why it wouldn't work?
That's a problem I see. A lot of people say that it's a problem that I'm too new, but of course, server history, I wouldn't get it, but I do. I've done my research. I'm a very research-heavy man. I love my history. I would never go into something without knowing about it. So the viewpoint of me being too new has been something that eludes me because I'm not sure how that is affected.
But yeah, Lemon. Like, just have you explain? Can you please explain why what he's planning wouldn't work?
Basically, from every war I've experienced head on, just getting the people together to stop fighting is just kind of, not possible because people involved mostly only want to hurt each other. Like, for example, the Peakshire and Charlesonia War. Peakshire just kind of wanted to hurt Charlesonia, and They couldn't do anything about it. Couldn't unite them together to stop it or anything. You just had to sit back and watch as Pinkshire
Oh,
killed
wait.
Charlottesville.
I got sick. I got the virus. 1 second.
Oh no, we got the spider virus.
Yeah, I got a...
What?
Yeah, there's a virus you can get now. It's called Spaggerpox.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, continue. I'm sorry.
What were you saying, Lemon?
As I was saying, from my personal experience in wars, it's something you can't just stop because most wars are just both sides seeking to kill each other. I mean, not all the time. There's definitely reason behind it, but some wars, like the war with Dormatch right now, people are just seeking to kill each other because there's so much heat between them. Kind of crazy to imagine one dude calming all that down into stopping it and bringing peace. Like, I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm saying from my personal view, probably isn't possible. But if you can do it, then you can do it. And if you do it, then you might as well become president because honestly, I don't think anybody can do that in the server.
I will say, some people are just very dead set on what they want and won't hear whatever kind of reason you have. I won't give my opinion on the war situation in this video, but both of y'all brought up a lot of good stuff. And honestly, with what Doc's saying, no one has actually tried this before, and the only way we could really know is just to put it into action. Which, if he wins, he will. But Lemon, just to clarify for the people watching, your policy on the wars is going to be to leave it be, let them do their thing, right?
Let it resolve itself.
Yes.
Because, if you interfere in a war, basically, what good does it do? Like, you can try and stop it, but most of the time, not most of the time, basically all the time, it just isn't going to stop.
And then
you can't get two sides to stop fighting each other, especially when it's one man. Like, you might need someone with you to do that, like Danny or someone.
And Doc's viewpoint is to be the third party who tries to talk reason into them and resolve it sooner.
Yes, and I really respect that because I don't think anyone has tried that. And it sounds amazing at first, but just talking about it kind of just gives me that second thought about it. Of course, it's a good outcome. Not good outcome, but like good decision to try to stop the war. It's like,
I don't second guess my decisions. Sometimes I do. If I have a bad decision, I might think maybe I shouldn't do this. But a decision like this, I don't second guess me wanting peace for the people.
So you're confident that third party wars will solve the war?
Here's the thing. This is where one idea comes into play. If one is unwilling to see reason and simply just wants war to kill people, if you don't go out of your way to attack, you defend against those who want to take everything from you. And just sitting there and letting it resolve itself is, to me, cowardice. When you could be there trying to stop so many people from dying and losing everything that they have.
Honestly, if people are really scared of losing everything they have, then they probably shouldn't go to war. That happened last war. I was actually one of those people who were like, "Oh, give my stuff back. You got my stuff." In the end, that's just not how it works in wars.
Thing is, I'm not talking about just armor and weapons when I think of things. The destruction of Blocktopia, burning of Lopad, that is the loss of things. those are things people put a lot of passion into. And I'm not saying that, grinding for your weapons and stuff isn't passionate. I know it is. Because personally, I've been an enjoyer of, grinding for gear. But those things carry more weight than a simple sword. Those sentimental buildings. I mean, it's
I see what you mean. Because I'm still am sad about the grief of Blocktopia. That was just downright wrong. Some things like that, they could definitely get prevented. But that really depends on the side. You see, not to pick out anybody on the side, but like, we tried to talk Fred down from grief and Blocktopia, but it was just no use. So we couldn't do anything about that. And if you could do that yourself, stop someone from grief in a place, is that what you plan to do? Because if you do, then that might, I don't know how you would approach that.
I have approached situations like this many times over my years of experience with, moderating and stuff. And over those years, I've been able to convince a lot of people not to do a lot of things. A lot of very bad people not to do a lot of
Okay. Guys, you got 3 more minutes before the timer is gonna go off. So,
Ah.
just
We could wrap it up right now if you need.
Hmm?
We could wrap it up right now if you need.
No, not right now. Just like you 3 minutes. So just start. If there's anything you really want to, get out there, start on that now.
Oh yeah, the capes have finally been released. Jace has worked really hard on these capes. Yeah, they're pretty good. You can make them out of banners and everything. Check them out. Make one yourself.
Thank you. I meant like between the two of you.
To me, I think Doc is an amazing candidate. He will probably come second place or maybe first. Honestly, I have really high hopes for Doc. I wouldn't mind him.
first. I came first in the first election. Bye.
Yeah, you're definitely a great candidate. I respect you as a person. You have really high hopes for the server. You're really compassionate. I'm also really compassionate. I kind of think we're kind of the same person, not gonna lie, except you have different views. But honestly, you're a really good candidate, and I can't wait to see you as president if you do become president. Well, let's just see who wins.
And I hope if you win the election, you make the right choices when it comes to war. And you don't just sit back and watch people die.
Right.
And I hope people watching, people who see this, people who see my propaganda, my immense amount of propaganda that I've spent so much work on, especially compared to those of the other candidates, I put in a lot of work. I put in a lot more work than just saying, hey, vote for me. I've spent a lot of hours working on propaganda and speeches. But I hope everyone watching and everyone who sees my propaganda, my campaign, makes the right choice. And they invest in themselves. And they invest in the future. And they vote for Doc.
Okay. Thank you all for watching. Consider Lemon or Doc in the next round of the election. We'll do more of these as time goes on. But thank you for watching. See you next time, and good night.